Thank you for stopping by to listen to my dad, Larry Witcher, otherwise known as the Professor of Useless Knowledge. I hope you enjoy it.
Here to tell you everything about anything is Mr. Know-It-All.
Well, I was about to say we had all the right buttons pushed this time, but I got to turn my mic on first. Let's bring him on through the curtain and welcome the Professor of Useless Knowledge. Larry?
You got everything working good now. Working better than I am. I'm kind of confused, Joel.
What are you confused about?
How in the world did we keep up with things before we had a numbering system?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
I mean, the old man and the woman, they living in this cave. Bedtime comes, there's night coming, they call the kids.
Mm-hmm.
The woman says, are they all in? He said, I don't know. How many we got? If you can't count them, how do you know when you get them all in? Didn't know how many cows had, didn't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But long about 2 million years ago, somebody solved that problem for us.
Who was that?
Well, it was solved in Babylon when we come up with the Arabic numeral system or the Hindu Arabic numeral system or the Hindu Arabic numeral system. They consisted of, from our 10 digits that we use, like 0 through 9.
Yeah.
Then we put 1 and a 0, 1 in front of the 0, and we got our 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then we just keep going, just add another time to it, and that way we could keep up with the numbering system. But then how did we know the time, what time it was?
I'd like to know that too.
Well, that solved about 5,000 years ago in a little town in Samaria called Uruk, or Iraq now, Uruk back then.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with a system of 60, Joel.
60?
Using 60 rather than 10. But the only problem with 60 is that those folks didn't know how to use, fractions.
Uh-huh.
So to divide, we divide 10 now. If you say we'll divide 10 into 3 parts, we can divide it into 3 parts, but we have to use a fraction.
Mm-hmm.
Those folks back there didn't know how to use fractions. So they used a system of 60, and 60 could be divided by 10 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can divide 60 by the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, or 30, and get a part of 60.
Okay.
But if we want to divide 10, we can only use 2 numbers to divide 10. That's number 2 and number 5.
Right.
Otherwise, we got to use fractions. To get a fourth of 10, you divide 4 into 10, and it don't come out even. Somebody's going to get shorted.
Mm-hmm. I hated fractions when I was in school.
I did too.
I never did good at those at all.
I don't like fractions either. I want the whole apple.
There you go.
Don't want a piece of it. But the 60s now, we don't no longer use that in anything except one thing, Joel.
What's that?
How to tell time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This system that they developed, they divided an hour into 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then they divided 60 minutes into 60 seconds. And that's the only thing that we're still using out of that early numerical system of using 60 instead of using the 10s today.
Huh. Well, I never thought about that before.
I didn't either, but I sat up half the night trying to figure that out.
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Well, y'all are sure welcome.
We'll let you get some sleep, Larry. You sound like you need it.
So I kept looking at the clock, counting them 60s to be sure it was right.
Oh,
And
gosh.
it worked out perfect. Because this morning, just before 7 o'clock, you woke me up with that Ford commercial.
Yes, I did.
I'm
Yes.
beginning to hate that thing. So we'll see y'all come tomorrow.
All right, Larry, you have a good one, okay?
Yes, sir.
There's a Professor of Useless Knowledge, Larry Witcher, on our Tuesday edition of Morning Man.
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.